generation after generation because they have no initiative, they have no self-esteem. Well, that's not my fault, and it's not your fault, bud. You give equal rights to all these minorities. Hey, give us equal rights. Where are our equal rights? You know, our ancestors were the ones who came to this country.
I couldn't put much time or effort into running a campaign at that moment. Remember, I had a district championship football game to prepare for. And no way would I get elected in this town if we lost that game after winning it the last 11 years in a row. So I put it on my wife to get the mayoral race in gear. First thing Teresa did was call down to the county board of elections. Nobody answered. So she left a message letting them know exactly what she needed and why. Turns out that was our first mistake, but not the worst. Teresa's boss called her into his office later that afternoon.
Yeah, Vic.
Sit down, Terry.
Oh, okay. Something wrong.
Yeah, there is.
Oh, something I did?
Well, I don't know whose bright idea it was, but yeah, it is something you did.
Am I in trouble?
You know, that depends.
Well, what'd I do?
So he told her that he had learned about her inquiries with the county board of elections. Teresa was a little bit surprised by that, seeing that she had just left a message a couple hours ago and nobody called her back. But they did appear to call her boss. Not saying that that was a red flag, but it was a little unsettling.
You know that we have a clause in your contract that forbids you to run for public office while you're a member of the firm.
I do know that.
Then why are you making inquiries about it?
I would say that's personal and private, wouldn't you?
Nothing that you do that casts this firm in a negative light is personal and private.
How does my calling the county board of elections cast this firm in a bad light?
Do you have any idea how damaging an accusation of conflict of interest would be to the firm?
If I'm not running for office, where's the conflict of interest?
Is your husband running?
You must already believe that he is, or we wouldn't be having this little meeting.
No, I didn't, not till a moment ago.
Where are you going with this, Vic?
So he handed her the contract, and there it was in fine print. And not only she couldn't run for office, but she couldn't actively campaign for anyone else running for office. So he said to her,
I need to know right this moment if you're campaigning for your husband.
Teresa thought about that for a long time. I think you've seen enough of her to know exactly what she told him. I'm not letting you give up your career over me running for an election that I can't win anyway. Even if I could win, I'm not letting you give up your career.
You got me so steamed! He knows I'd never create a conflict of interest.
You signed the contract. You gave your word.
He's let other associates work on campaigns.
Who?
Dick Phelps, for one.
I guess conflict comes in different colors.
That's why I had to quit.
And that's why you have to go back in and apologize and ask for your job back.
I can't.
You can, and you will. Listen, you love your job. You've earned the right to it. So you march back in there, you swallow your pride, and say you're sorry. I think she was secretly relieved to know that I felt that way. So she went back into the office, said she was sorry, and he refused to accept her apology or give her her job back. So when she came home later that night, she was pretty upset. And when she saw me smile, she got even more angry.
What are you smiling for? You're the one who made me go back in there and make a fool of myself. And guess what? It didn't work. Still fired. You better believe he's gonna put the word out to the Bar Association as well.
Smiling because I got this. And I did. So next day I'm sitting in my office, drawing X's and O's. And Vic Morris calls me on the phone.
Coach Books, Vic Morris here. I want to talk to you about what happened with Terry. You there? Now, I'm not sure how to say this. I don't want to imply anything or accuse you of anything, but I don't want any of this to impact Tori.
So I need to let you know, Tori is Vic Morse's son. Pain in the ass. Expects preferential treatment. Hard to handle when he doesn't get it. And he's the quarterback on my football team.
Do I need to say anything more?
No, sir.
Tori's earned the right to play in the title game. Lots of small colleges are going to be out there scouting that game. It would probably be grounds for a civil suit of some magnitude if you were to switch quarterbacks because I dismissed your wife from her job.
No doubt about it.
Right? Just so we understand one another.
No, we don't, but no need to.
What I mean is that Terry violated her contract by handling your campaign.
Understood.
And it was just a business decision, nothing personal.
Was it?
I have all the respect in the world for Terry's skills.
All the respect.
Yes, I do.
In the world?
This is not funny.
Isn't.
No, it is not. Just so we understand each other.
Mm-hmm.
And you can assure me that Tori will not suffer because of my dismissing your wife.
Rest assured.
Thank you, Coach Brooks.
Well, thank you, Mr. Morse. Oh, one more thing before I let you go. There's something that I need to talk to you about.
What? What's that?
Tori was late for practice Monday.
Practice. Monday?
15 minutes late.
Monday. He had an orthodontist appointment, I believe.
Yeah, he told me that. And he showed me the excuse.
So, what of it?
Violation of his agreement.
What agreement?
Agreement every player signs to play football for me.
I don't know anything about any agreement.
My mother signed it. I have a copy right here.
He had a doctor's excuse. That's all he needs.
Would you like me to read it to you?
Probably isn't even a legal document.
It is.
How would you know what is and is not a legal document?
Teresa drew it up for me.
Read it to me.
If a player misses or is late to a scheduled practice, scheduled game, or scheduled team meeting for any reason that has not been approved in advance by Coach Books, that player may be suspended at Coach Books' discretion.
He had an excuse.
Did.
You're not crazy enough to suspend him from the championship game.
It's in the agreement signed by Tori's mom.
I'll get an injunction.
Injunction what? Postpone the game? I don't think so.
This town will...
Will what, Mr. Morse? What do you got in mind? So I wanted him to think that I was crazy enough to do it. Even though never in a million years would I deprive a child's chance in playing in the championship game just because I had a grudge against one of his parents.
I'll sue you.
Got a good lawyer at home, looking for work.
I'll remember this.
I hope so. Take Teresa back. No hard feelings.
Tell her to come in the morning, tomorrow.
Water under the bridge.
And Tori plays Friday night.
We'll see how things go tomorrow before I fill out the roster. How's that sound?
There will be no problem with Teresa.
That's all I ask. Oh, and one more thing.
What?
Can I count on your vote in November? So Tori played that night, and he played well, and we won the game. But first, I let Vic Morris know who was the boss in this town, the real boss, by not announcing my starting lineup until exactly 1 hour before kickoff. Keep him on the edge of his bleacher seat, make him think I really was crazy. Now, I had 2 weeks before the championship game in Greensburg. You know, the one we never won, or I had any more chance of winning this year than me getting elected mayor. So I thought I would do the usual practice schedule, but instead of studying film all day Sunday, I'd actually put some time and effort into running for mayor. Now, Mr. Phelps said that anyone put forth would have to be a write-in candidate because it was past all the filing deadlines to be put on the ballot as a party candidate. So I went online to do some research about being a write-in candidate. And what I found was that my state was one of the states that allowed write-in candidates in the first place. I also found that I could stand outside of the polling place and hand out little cards that told them exactly what to do when they got in the booth to vote for a write-in candidate, exactly how to spell out my name, and exactly what buttons to push. So I read further to see how well write-in candidates usually do. That part wasn't too encouraging. They never win. Well, I shouldn't say never. There was a senator, a woman, a Republican, who recently was elected as a write-in candidate. So I did some research to see what her strategy was, because it had to be a good one if it got her elected. I found her strategy was that she was the daughter of the governor of that state. And the governor was a former senator of that state. And they were both supported by the pipeline industry that ran through that state. Oh, and she was also white. But hey, I said to myself, if she can do it, so can I.
You know, this country was founded by white men, was built by white men, was defended by white men, and is maintained by white men. And there's nothing wrong with being proud that you're white, because I believe in the white race.
I believe in the white race. I believe in Christianity. I believe in patriotism. I believe in the United States of America. Now, if that's being a bigot, I'm a bigot.
So first thing I needed to do was to get the word out that I was running for office. I might have put a big ad in the local newspaper, but I couldn't afford it. And if I belonged to a political party, I guess I could have asked them to put up a big billboard. But I was independent, no party backing me. So I got out my cards and started walking. My plan, if you want to call it that, was just to walk up to every person that I saw and hand them my card. And it started off promising.
Hey, Coach, you're giving them a run for their money this year.
We try. Hey, can I give you one of my cards?
Yeah. What's this?
I'm running for Mayor of Breezywood.
Mayor Breezywood. Yeah, okay. Good luck Saturday.
Good luck Saturday. Thanks.
Coach!
Miss Morgan! How's that boy of yours?
Doing great. Coming in for the big one Saturday.
I wish we had him on the field. We could use him Saturday.
Oh, he always asks about you, Coach.
Hey, can I give you one of these?
What's this? Card? You're running for mayor? Sure.
Next house was Miss Madison, a mother of one of my kids from some time back. Thought she would wave, but instead she started walking toward the back of her house. Still moved like a cat, so I cut her off at the chase. Miss Madison!
You startled me.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
I didn't know it was you at first. Taking a stroll?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I've started my first political campaign.
Political campaign.
Yes, ma'am.
What are you running for?
So I handed her my card. Says it right there.
Mayor? Oh, you're not running against Dick Phelps.
Oh, we're not sure if he's running yet. Last I heard, he's thinking of retirement.
Why on earth would you want to run for mayor?
Now that was a good question. You know, Teresa and I bantered about that back and forth, but I don't think we ever came up with a good, solid answer. You know, I lived in this town my whole life, and I've enjoyed the fruits of it. But I don't think I've ever had a hand in how to keep it running. It's time I corrected that.
You've done a lot for this town. Why would you put it all on the line just to be mayor of a little town like Breezywood?
Well, it's the only town I got.
Well, I'm not one to give anyone advice, but don't do it. I mean, please, for your own sake and for Teresa, don't do it.
Thank you for being so forthright, Miss Madison. Now, give it some thought. So the next house was an older man that I didn't know by sight or by name. He was staring at me from behind his mower. And he didn't look like he was going to stop it as I approached. Howdy, sir. My name is Xavier Books, coach over at the high school. Man just kept staring at me. I wanted to meet the folks in this town and let them know I was running for mayor in the upcoming election. The man just continued to stare. So if you had any questions about me or my running for mayor, I could answer them. Or you can call that number here, or you can write to me and I'll address any of your concerns. The man just kept staring. So I extended him my card, but he didn't move a muscle. Okay, sir, well, have a nice day, sir. Now, I'm a stranger to some folks in this town. A big stranger. A big, black stranger. What did I expect? The next house was an older man sitting on his porch. So I walked up to his sidewalk and called to him. How do you do?
How do?
Very good, thank you.
Something I can do for you?
The man didn't get out of his chair. As a matter of fact, there is. I wanted to give you one of my cards.
What for?
I'm running for mayor in the upcoming election for Breezywood.
You're what?
I'm running for mayor
Get
of
the
Breezywood.
hell off of my property!
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean to disturb you.
I said get the hell going now!
Yes, sir. Have a nice day, sir. I was starting to think that this was a bad idea. I mean, not just coming to this side of town, but this whole idea that I could run for office. And then things got even worse.
When the police stop you, I need for you to be polite and respectful. And you keep your damned mouth shut.
Hey, Coach.
Hey, Freddie.
You keep your hands in plain sight. And you don't make no sudden movements.
Nice afternoon.
Oh, yeah, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Wrong neighborhood, though.
And you keep the words you got growing inside you to yourself. You keep your body language sweet and low, and you don't show no emotions.
I thought you'd be glued to your iPad watching film for next week's game.
Well, we can study all the film that we want, but the boys still got to work hard every snap, refuse to lose. That's all we can do.
Gotta complain about you.
Complaint?
What'd I just tell you?
Yep.
About what?
Complain about disturbing the peace.
Peace seems pretty undisturbed to me. Did you hear those birds sing?
This is serious.
Listen, birds don't sing when they're disturbed. They squawk.
Cut it out.
I don't hear any birds squawking to you.
I said cut it out.
Man, this is ridiculous.
I know it is. Don't make it worse. You know how some people get.
Look, I'm just trying to get the word out that I'm running for mayor.
Well, that right there might disturb some people in this town enough to call the police and complain.
Yeah, appears it might.
What do you want to do that for anyway? You got it good at the high school. Better than my job.
You don't want to run for mayor, trust me. Beginning to think you're right.
They're never going to elect you mayor of Breezywood.
You don't think? I mean, BMOC, coach of the year.
That only matters on Friday nights.
What makes you so sure of that?
You couldn't even get elected Dogcatcher in this town.
But what if we win regionals?
You're never going to win regional. We already know that. Even if you did, ain't nobody going to vote for a black man to be mayor of this place.
Well, maybe you're right. Maybe. I'm just trying to shake things up.
Well, you're off to a good start.
Sad.
It's only sad because you act like you don't already know it. You've always known it.
Yeah. Always known it. Forgot for a minute. You reminded me. Thanks, Freddie. I think I'll go study some film.
Good idea. Oh, maybe I'll bring a cooler. Watch it with you.
You can't bring a cooler on school grounds. You know that. It's against the law. You don't want me getting accused of breaking any laws.
Yeah, probably not a good idea. Well, season ends in a week. We'll drink then.
We will.
See you Saturday in Greensburg. Oh, unless you want to drive up together.
Gotta ride the team bus. keep my eye on them white kids every minute.
Good point. See you there.
See you there. Oh, Freddie!
What's this?
It's my card. Shows you how to vote me in for mayor on the ballot in November.
Are you serious?
Never been more serious in my life. See you at the game Saturday.